What's going on YouTube? My name is Bruno. This is Hombre Fitness, and in this video I'm going to be talking about beans. Yeah, that's right. I said beans. Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about beans and pinto beans specifically. And the reason why we're going to talk about this is because I eat that. And I figured, hey, you know what? If I'm eating this and this works, why not share with other people who may or may not be aware of this and understand that this is actually one of the best things that I eat right now, arguably. So let's get started. Right, before I get into talking about pinto beans and all the nutritional information and all the benefits that you can get from it, I'm gonna bring up another food first. Sweet potato. I got no problems with sweet potato. Arguably one of the best known food sources for complex carbohydrates, fiber, you name it. Not everyone likes beans, whether it's, lima beans, black beans, red beans, kidney beans, whatever, doesn't matter. That being said, and knowing that not everyone likes beans, well, there's also the opposite side. I don't like sweet potato that much. I can eat potatoes, but I don't want to eat that every day. What I can eat every day is pinto beans. There are people who eat sweet potatoes every day. Got no problem with it. They can do it all the time. But I can eat beans every day, specifically pinto beans, and I prepare them a certain way, or you can go with a store-bought option that's like fat-free. That's definitely not a problem. Now, all that being said, I want to show up a little comparison here. I'm going to put it up on the screen real quick. Comparison from pinto beans to sweet potatoes. All right, so as we can see here, I got sweet potato on the screen, and I put down just a nice solid round number of 100 grams. Now, keep in mind I'm using this website called Calorie King. That's where I get all my nutrition facts from. You can go to a lot of them. MyFitnessPal is one of them, Nutritionix or something like that. There's a bunch of them out there, but I just use Calorie King myself. All right, so let's get into it. So as I said, I'm going to put a nice round number here, 100 grams of sweet potato. And this is going to be sweet potato baked in the skin. Really, does it really matter whether it's baked in the skin? Yes, because you get more, obviously you get more nutrients from the skin itself. But I'm putting it out there just to say, like, let's say you bake some sweet potato fries. I mean, it's really not going to make a difference. 100 grams of sweet potato is the same whether you mash it up or not, assuming that you don't put any extras into it. This is just basically talking about sweet potatoes. Now, 100 grams, you get only 0.2 grams of fat. That's nothing. 20 grams of carb. All right, that's good. 3.3 grams of fiber. Hey, that's good. And then 2 grams of protein. And then you get 90 calories. So really, this is a really low calorie food. Arguably one of the best. And on top of that, it's got a bunch of nutrients that can go along with it. All right, now let's look at pinto beans here. And then we have pinto beans boiled. This is assuming that you don't add anything extra, all right? Obviously, you can add your spices and stuff like that if you want, but let's just look at it as it is now. And I'm gonna go with the same amount, 100 grams, right? Just to keep it the same. So you get 143 calories right off the bat, right? So you get an extra, 53 calories on this. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not bad. It just depends on what you're eating, right? 0.7 grams of fat, a little more fat, 26 grams of carbs, 26.2 to be exact. So you get another 6 grams of carbs. 9 grams of fiber. And then 9 grams of protein. All right, so when I eat pinto beans, I usually try to intake about 8 to 10 ounces of pinto beans. Now, converting the 10 ounces to grams, it's about 283 grams. It's 404 calories. It's a lot of calories, but the benefits, 25.5 grams of protein. That's like a protein shake right there. Not more calories, but 25 grams of fiber. That means that those 25.5 grams of fiber are not going to affect your blood sugar. It's only 50 grams of that is going to affect blood sugar, if anything. I mean, this is about an estimate anyway, so don't take it to heart. But this is pretty damn good stuff here. I mean, look at the profile on this. And I'm going to compare that to the same thing, 283 grams of sweet potato. Now, let's look at that real quick. 58 grams of carbs, 9.3 grams of fiber, 5.7 grams of protein. Yeah, it's got less, but the calories are also less too, 254. Now understand that I'm not eating pinto beans over sweet potato because it's got way better benefits. I mean, that's a benefit, of course. I eat it because I enjoy eating the pinto beans. I eat it all the time. I throw it in my wraps Put the chicken on top of it, put some spinach and stuff like that. It gives it a different flavor. I make it in the morning for breakfast with scrambled eggs. And I'll put that with the beans. I'll mix it together. I know it sounds kind of gross, and I don't really care. It tastes good to me. I'll make that little wrap that I showed in the previous video in my nutrition. Check that out. Put that in the description up here somewhere or up here somewhere. What I do is I actually toast that just a little bit, and I use it as a dipping thing. So kind of like eating nachos. It's got the beans, got the egg in there. You can throw a little bit of fat-free cheese. It's delicious. I promise you, it's really good. Now I understand if you don't like beans, that's fine. You're gonna switch to the sweet potato or regular potatoes. I eat regular potatoes myself. The whole point is it makes it easier to stick to the diet in front of you when you're eating foods that you grew up on. It makes it seem effortlessly that this whole diet thing is not even a diet. You're just eating what you enjoy, and you're losing weight and you're getting ripped, or you're getting the body that you want. So if you enjoyed all the information here with the recipe, then feel free to throw me a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. I got 1 subscriber so far. That's pretty cool. I never thought I'd get that already. Stay tuned for the recipe, and see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, this is going to be a simple yet delicious recipe, so let's get into it right away, right? Gonna need 1 tomato, 1 jalapeno pepper, little wedge of onion, some bacon. It could be the pre-cooked one or the raw one. It doesn't matter. I use the pre-cooked in this one. And to start the show, the pinto beans. I'm going to be using about 1 pound, 16 ounces. All right, now if you don't want to make beans, which I understand, sometimes I don't have the time, the other option is to use canned pinto beans. Now, I usually go for the fat-free ones, but these are about as close to what I make as well, as far as the content and nutrition wise. You can also go with the refried ones as well. All right, let's get in with the preparation. All right, so when I go ahead and do this, there's 2 options to do it. You can put it in a strainer as you see me doing it here, and I'm just pour it out there. I'm gonna rinse out the beans with the water faucet running, or you can just lay them out on the table dry, and you can separate the broken or halves of the pinto beans, and then any rocks that you might see there. You can do it both ways. It doesn't really matter when you're using this quantity. When you have a bigger quantity, you're just gonna go ahead and just separate them beforehand, and then just go ahead and give them a rinse. After which, you can go ahead and just dump them into a pot like this, and you can just pour some water under and fill it up. You're gonna want to get it filled up about 1 inch or 2 inches above it, and make sure they stay submerged the entire time as you're cooking them. I go ahead and set it at a medium to medium high heat. Depending on the brand of beans that you get, sometimes they'll cook a little bit faster, sometimes they'll take a little longer. It's just up to you to just take one out and just go ahead and bite into it and see how much longer they need. For this tomato here, I'm just gonna go ahead and dice up all of my veggies, starting with the tomato here. Take out the core real quick here, and I'm just gonna go and slice it and dice it. Same thing with my onion. And lastly with the jalapeno. Now, if you don't want to touch your face later on by mistake, when you grab it, go ahead and put a glove on. Don't be stupid. You're gonna end up with a bunch of jalapeno juice in your eyes, and that's not gonna feel good. All right, after you got that diced up nicely. All right, so I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil here, and I'm gonna wait for it to heat up and basically shimmer or kind of has the consistency of water whenever you kind of move it around. Now don't worry about the fat content, that's really gonna not matter in the long run here, because you're actually gonna put that into an entire pot of beans. I'm gonna go and add in my baking bits. Now they are pre-cooked, but I do like to fry them up just a little bit more, just to release that flavor a little bit as I cook them. And once I'm cooked them down just enough and they get a little more color, I'm gonna go and add in my veggies at this point. And once I add in the veggies, I'm going to go and cook those down to the onions are translucent, a little light brown in color, and the rest of the veggies are nice and sauteed, just slightly, nothing crazy, don't burn it. Alright, now you see my pot of beans here. They are about 15 minutes away from being done. Got my veggies here. And one thing I didn't mention is you can add some garlic to this, whether it be cloves or with the granulated garlic, as I'm about to show you here. Difference being that if you happen to throw in the garlic cloves, you're gonna have to fish them out later. Otherwise, you're gonna be biting into that. You may not like that. But this is completely optional, up to you. You don't have to add garlic. I just like the flavor that it adds. And I'm gonna go and add in some salt, and this is Himalayan pink salt, but it really doesn't matter what kind of salt it is. And I'm gonna add in about a teaspoon. Yes, that is a teaspoon. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in some black pepper as well. Alright, now once my beans are done here, as you can see, they're light brown color, they look nice. If you bite into them, they're nice and soft. At this point, I'm gonna go and add in my veggie bacon stir here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it in there and let it get that flavor in it. I gotta tell you, it smells so good right now. Just that mix with the broth and the bacon and the veggies, it's really good. Alright, so this concludes this recipe. If you enjoyed it, throw me a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.